Welcome to third video of day 2, where we get to know how to analyze the company business. Despite growing an economy, every company will not perform well. For long-term wealth creation, it is extremely important to understand the company business you are going to invest in. While analyzing the company, different companies are considered and evaluated from the selected industry, so that the most attractive company can be identified. In company analysis, basic knowledge of the company is required, along with the industry it operates in. Like you can see what products or services is company into, what are the future demands of the said products or services, what risks and threats company have, and how is it mitigating those risks, how the management outlook on the company is on the future prospects, how is the company culture, what is the past revenue growth and earnings of the company, how the company is utilizing those assets and capital. So we have to ponder these questions and seek for it. So there are basically two types one can do company analysis. One is top-down analysis and another is bottom-up analysis. In top-down, first one has to look at the economy analysis, then industry analysis, and lastly company analysis. Here first macroeconomic factors as told earlier in the economic analysis like GDP, growth rate of the country, inflation rate, interest rates are first seen first. Then one dig into the industries which could benefit in that economy. And lastly decides which companies can create shareholders value in that industry. Example, budget is one of the macroeconomic factor. So one will look at the elections and how the industries will benefit from the budget. And finally, one can see which companies will benefit from the said industry which is going to be favored in the budget. Second type of analysis is bottom-up analysis. This is just the opposite of top-down analysis. In bottom up, first one look at the individual company by looking at qualitative and quantitative factors. Then industry analysis is done and lastly the economic analysis. I basically follow the bottom up approach in which I first dig deep into the company and look at its financials and then look at micro factors because it's my investing style. I focus more on selecting at the stocks based on their individual attributes of the company. Finding strong companies with good prospects regardless of the industry or macroeconomic factors. I compare companies based on the fundamentals as long as the companies are strong, primarily the business cycle or the broader industry conditions are of secondary concern. There are two factors one must look with respect to the company. First is qualitative and second is quantitative. Qualitative means which are intangibles like business model, management and the brand. First is company business model. Even before an investor looks at the company financial statement, one of the most important questions that should be asked is what exactly does the company do, along with what price it sells the products or services. This is referred to as the company business model, that is how a company makes money. Business model gives information of the raw material and finished products. What does the company do and what are the company plans can be viewed from the company website so that one can understand about the future prospects. Also, one can attend the quarterly conference calls held by the company. So we can talk to the management. Now, when the consumption slows in recession, most of the FMG's companies' revenues and profitability were impacted. Wherein HUL and ITC was able to report stable growth, which was due to its presence in wide range of products in FMG sector, which no other company had. If the company is doing something differently, then it will affect its profitability to a large extent in the long term. For an investor, the business model of the company is very important to understand the company's vision about its businesses and the processes, plans and strategies it has put in place to achieve that vision. Without such clear understanding of its vision and mission, they can be moving around like a direction-less ship. Second is competitive advantage. If the company enjoys a competitive advantage over its rivals, the company will be in a leadership position, and the company advantage could be in any form. In form of lower cost of production of goods or services, which can lead to higher sales and better margins. The company could also enjoy advantage in the form of superior quality of its product, larger distribution network, higher brand recall, or better customer service. Market cap of the company is greatly influenced by the brand power. Stock prices rise most of the companies who have higher brand equity, as consumers' satisfaction affects the stock prices most, which you can see in the case of Royal Enfield, or Maruti Suzuki or Hero MotoCorp, even MRF tires. They have generated abnormal returns due to higher brand recall and better customer services. Third is management. It is one of the most important aspects while considering investing in the company. It is the management who drives the company, and if they are incapable of execution, the company will fail soon. Performance of the management can be seen what they have done in the past in other companies. One can meet them during results, conference calls, or scheduled meeting in their offices and know their plans. It will help in your evaluation about the management thinking and how they answer to your questions. You need to study and collect a lot of information about the company. Its promoters, that is the management. Promoters are the people who started the company or took the responsibility to list the company on stock exchange, whereas the management are the people who run the company on its day-to-day business activity. Promoters may or may not be the same as the management. Other factors to see, like, does the company have the business ethics? Do the management have experience in the areas in which they are doing businesses? Does the company hold meetings regularly? Who are the promoters of the group and how they are holding the shares? Do the management pay taxes on time? Do the businesses they do are in a fair and transparent manner? Do they pay bribes or have they experienced IT rates in the past? All these have to be seen. Also has to be seen how much ownership they have for the existing stock to find if the management is confident about their company or not. It is important to get an idea of the company's quality of management as to how experienced they are and whether they are guilty of any kinds of frauds in the past. Management who are ethical think well for the company and also its shareholders. Like we can talk about the Tata Group of companies. They are very strong and ethical management for so many years. Tata is a unique company even for India, where there is no government corruption. Its rigid ethical standards are so well established that corrupt officials typically don't even bother asking the Tata executives for bribes. So a qualitative analysis of company based on the above parameters presents an investor with a better understanding of the company and its business overall, which gives a better understanding of the industry it is operating. Now we have talked about the qualitative factors. Now we come to the quantitative factors. Quantitative means which are measured in numbers. Here we deal with the industry growth and the company growth along with its competitors too. Sometimes a company will outperform the industry and sometimes it will underperform the industry, which is dependent on the growth and size of the company compared to the industry. Also, one needs to check the finances of the company. We'll get these from the profit and loss statements and analyze the financials like profit and loss, cash flow and the balance sheet. It will give us an idea of the financial position of the company it is in, like how the company is performing as compared to last year and also against its competitors. We can analyze the revenue growth, profit growth, the margins percentage and the debt levels along with the financial ratios of the company, because they are very important to analyze in order to ascertain the category of the stock as value stock or the growth stock or the dirt stock. These ratios include price to book ratio, price to earning ratio, debt to equity ratio, return on assets, return on equity, and many other ratios are there that can be analyzed to ascertain the potential of the company for making an investment. For ratio analysis, we have to write down the ratios we need to compare with its competitors and in the industry, and also with whether it has attained growth or degrowth over the last periods. Company with a very good growth but either with a weak balance sheet can be considered a risky investment. And a company having a large number of competitors will have more pricing pressure and thus margins will be lower. Like in FMCG industry, where prices have increased or decreased will affect other players. There are many players in the FMCG industry. Hope you have learned a lot from this video. Give your top 3 takeaways in the comment section below. We'll look for each comment, whatever you share. Let's get to the next video. Bye bye.